Two major WWE stars have been written off TV. Plus, Brock Lesnar's return date has possibly been revealed. And we have an update on the AEW video game, Fight Forever. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Two top stars from Raw and SmackDown, both off of our tellies for a bit. Becky Lynch, first of all. Now, we speculated over the weekend that there may have been an injury suffered at SummerSlam. She was very much favouring that arm early on in that match with Bianca Belair. These turned out to be real because she suffered a separated shoulder during that match with Belair, pushed through, got the match done, came out to cut a promo in the sling, and then later in the night was attacked by Kai, Sky, and Bayley, which WWE social accounts say has exacerbated her injury, and consequently, we won't see Becky for a few months now.
Oh, this is a shame because obviously we saw the face turn and everything as well, and the promo that she cut last night was very good, referring to herself again as the man, which is my favorite, I think, portrayal of Becky Lynch. But I guess as well, obviously it's sad to see her out for what could be a few months now, but this then leaves things a little bit exciting, as we were saying, as we were speculating in the last news video. Obviously, Bianca on the back foot against these three women that have returned to the roster, who could potentially side with Bianca Belair. So it's quite exciting, you know?
Oh, so you're thinking of maybe a certain tag team of the women's variety?
But you could find out who it is watching the first news video. But
a very beloved women's tag team that could make a storming comeback soon?
And also reinvigorate those tag team titles that Mr. Vacant is currently holding.
Yeah, give me the Jumping Bomb Angels, you cowards! No one else I can think of. Not the only star that was written off TV for a little bit last night, was she? Becky?
No, so Ronda Rousey was written off SmackDown, or has been written off SmackDown as well. So WWE posted, following her attack on referee Dan Elngler at SummerSlam, Ronda Rousey has been fined an undisclosed amount and will be suspended. An irate Rousey attacked the official after her SmackDown Women's title match, claiming he missed Liv Morgan tapping out to the armbar while he counted the pinfall. Due to her suspension, Rousey will not appear on this week's Friday Night SmackDown, which makes me think maybe she will. Maybe she will. Now that she's a heely girl, I think she could very well just begin to rock up on TV. Or maybe, and this is what I want to see, maybe she puts Shayna Baszler. She goes, Shayna, you go and do what I want you to go and do for me. I want something consistent for Shayna now.
Yeah, maybe this could be the thing that happens. It could be, obviously, it's obviously storyline fun, but it does suggest that they could be potentially writing Ronda off for a little bit. But they could, as you say, it's a storyline that they can further with Ronda not there.
Obviously with officially. The ending of the match at SummerSlam, I think we'll come back around to it at some point with the storyline stuff, and obviously, Liv tapping out as Ronda's got the armbar and the pin and everything. But I kind of was thinking, maybe we can rectify that sort of soon.
Clash at the Castle?
Hopefully so.
Imagine, I think Liv Morgan will be over like Rover in Cardiff.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, Tom.
Shame he hasn't got an extra L in her name. She could be Cliv Morgan. It's a Welsh joke. Ronda and Liv doing that again.
Yeah.
Clash of the Castle would be a fun watch.
It would be a really fun
where
watch.
We get to.
Yeah, definitely.
We won't see Brock Lesnar at Clash the Castle. I don't believe that there is the budget for all the space in the Principality for Brock Lesnar's tractor.
It fit perfectly. He's fitting perfectly with this tractor.
There's good farming outside of North Wales. But I think we do know when he's going to be coming back. So State Farm Arena are hosting WWE Day 1 on Sunday, the 1st of January in Atlanta. And heavily featured on the advertising is, that's right, Brock Lesnar in his big old beard, sans tractor, looking all cross. So that could potentially be where we see. Now, we could see Brock rock up for Day 1 to build to something for WrestleMania for him. Perhaps. I'd love to see him fight Roman Reigns. They've not done that before. That'd be fresh. What is there left for Brock to do?
This is the thing. I'm not sure. I don't know because obviously sometimes with promotional works, we see people being put on posters and then later on down the line they're taken off. because either there's nothing for them.
We saw that in Money in the Bank, didn't we? Because the money, I mean, it was a whole new poster, a whole new venue, a whole new roster for Money in the
So,
Bank.
I mean, things can definitely change between now and then. There's quite a while until we get to January. But as for what's on the card for Lesnar next, I don't know. If it's not in the title picture, I don't really know what it is then necessarily for Brock.
Because he's kind of like final boss, and I don't know anybody else. There's stories I'd love to see him do. Like, him in theory would have some fun. Like him and Sami Zayn, there's some unfinished business there. But they all feel like mismatches. I don't see how anybody could get any sort of feasible back and forth on Brock Lesnar, because he's now so up there, like the fact that even Roman Reigns, who's the toughest man in the company, has to bury him under 17 feet of debris to beat him. I'm sure Sami Zayn will give him a haluva kick. That'll be lovely. He's been booked into the heavens, and now no one can touch him. But we'll see when we get there. There's a lot of time between now and January the 1st. Now, some interesting developments coming out of New Japan Strong. So this is New Japan of America and the LA Dojo. Karl Fredricks yesterday announcing that his New Japan Pro Wrestling contract has expired and he is not re-signing with the company. He put out a post on social saying, though there is great disappointment in the ending of this chapter, I am grateful for the last 4 years traveling the world and growing with my best friends. Thank you to the fans and thank you to the New Japan Pro Wrestling fans for your support over these years. I hope you will continue to support me along my path wherever that may lead. Now, Frederick's absence, this isn't just somebody just disappearing off into the sunset. This is quite a significant one because Fredricks has been part of the dojo since 2018. He was one of the first people a part of that system. He won the Young Lions Cup back in 2019, and he hasn't performed for New Japan since the US tapings back in May. And there was some frustration from Karl Fredricks a while back about being removed from a tag team contest where he was set to team with Christopher Daniels and being replaced for no good reason, and being passed over for the G1, which some believe may have got him in some hot water with New Japan for speaking out about that. There seems to be, and the reason this is interesting to bring up is because there doesn't seem to be that super connection between New Japan Strong, so New Japan of America, and New Japan of all Japan.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's not I feel like New Japan Strong maybe isn't pushed as heavily as what New Japan of obviously Japan is. It feels very much like it's kind of hidden away a little bit. Maybe not a lot of people are watching it, or maybe it's not advertised as strongly. There does seem to be some sort of disconnect, and it's a real shame as well, because Fredricks is a phenomenal talent, really explosive in the ring, held his own against Will Ospreay as well in a really good match on Strong. And that's the thing as well, you get really good matches on Strong, but they're not really advertised as such, or at least I haven't seen them advertised as such. When you get people like this, when you get the young lions, and you kind of want to push them, right? Because they're the next people that are going to take over, and they're the next people that you're going to want to showcase on your big shows. And Fredricks, that's a huge missed opportunity there, because I think he's really good and he's got a lot to show as well.
Yeah, so I'm sad that he's leaving that system, but optimistic for what comes along next. I mean, a guy like Karl Fredricks is entering a wrestling landscape where you've got AEW that celebrates wrestling, and a WWE that's just seen Triple H take back control. He's a big fan of, not in a derogatory way, an indie Cindy, like somebody who's gone over and hit the independent circuit and just absolutely shone and caught the eye of people. So who's to say that he couldn't potentially land in NXT?
I think
in this new landscape, definitely.
It won't be long before we see him on one of the big shows. That's for sure. Anyway,
it won't be long till we play AEW Fight Forever either. So we have a little update on the video game from AEW. So the Amazon website in the UK it appeared over the weekend, I think. There's details now listed of the game, which gives you a little indicator of some of the stuff that's within the game. Now, it's listed as going to be available on December 31st. I think that's a placeholder date.
I think that'll be a placeholder date.
I don't think you bring that again New Year's Eve.
No.
Everyone's going to be too busy watching Jules Holland.
Yeah, exactly.
To play Fight Forever. I ain't missing Hootenanny to play Fight Forever.
I love Jules. You can't go wrong, can
Billy
you?
Joel.
That was really good.
Please welcome my friends Keen.
He's
Kenny Omega. So I think it'd be either before that or just after that.
Yeah, I mean, I think with it, if it was December and we're now in August now, you'd probably want to start promoting your game. When there's less than 6 months left on the clock, and we haven't really seen too much of it as well. Some games like to drop, some games just like to drop the surprise on them, but usually they're from developers that are already quite established in sort of franchises that are already established too, to give you that surprise. I think with this being AEW's first video game proper on consoles, you'd probably want to push it a little bit more than leave it till now.
The last minute.
Yeah.
It's apparently coming out for PS5, Xbox Series, Series X, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. So ports are listed there. And then there's a description which I'm going to read verbatim, which is written by THQ Nordic, which might explain some of the things you're going to hear. Combines nostalgic arcade wrestling feel with innovative all-elite wrestling finishers and offensive moves. Talent roster combines biggest legends to enter the ring, plus brand new high-flying AEW stars. Single, tag team, 3-way, 4-way, ladder, casino battle royale, falls count anywhere, unsanctioned lights out, exploding barbed wire death, and online co-op multiplayer matches. So death and barbed wire death match in there.
That's kind of cool.
Lights out match in there's nice. Online co-op multiplayer. Tag team matches feature a sequence of team maneuvers performed with simple commands. So looking forward to AEW Fight Forever.
Plus brand new high-flying AEW stars.
I can't wait to play as the brand new AEW stars and do some team maneuvers with simple commands.
We'll see. Do you know what? Sometimes these things come out.
I feel like this is going to be a MacBook Muscles What Happened video.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. We haven't seen too much development stuff.
That's why I'm worried.
Well, me too. We've heard that there's been a little bit of miscommunication, I think, between the developers and Kenny Omega and AEW. We will see how this one goes until we actually get proper gameplay and proper showcase of what this can be. I'm going to reserve. Myself.
Welcome to What Happened. Oh, Matt, I hope you started writing the script, mate. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at Cultaholic.com. Brand new Cultaholic Classic Raw review later today as well, with Jack Atkins and myself watching every episode of Raw from the very beginning to its bitter end. It'll be on the podcast feed for you a little bit later on. Are you working on anything nice today?
I'm just continuing with some things that I can't talk about.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear about them when the camera goes off ski. Apologies if I'm a bit slow today. I took Night Nurse last night.
You took Night Nurse last night?
And I think I took it a bit late because everything today is in a bit slow motion.
It's all good. Hey, sometimes you need to slow down sometimes. You do too much. You sometimes do too much. You gotta... Oh, I can see the colours as well, Tom.
That's lovely, that. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at Cultaholic.com. He is Andrew Hodkinson. Kiss, kiss.
Love you, bye.